Hey, good morning, everybody. Josh Smith, manager of the Land Resource Group. We've got a really great episode for you today. Today is all about cruising. So what we call cruising is more of like a doctor's visit for the forest. We go out and we check up on everything that's going out. Are there bugs? Has there been a fire? Are the trees growing right? So I'm joined today by Martin Sweeney. He's the forester of the Land Resource Group. He takes me through the whole thing, how to go out and do a cruise. And we're also joined by my dog, Bess. So just please be careful. So thanks, everybody, and I hope you enjoy it. Hey, good morning, everybody. Josh Smith here again. We're out at Perry County, Alabama. Going to cruise some timber today, or going to show all the good folks at Greif how to cruise some timber. I know a lot of people, when they think of cruising, if they're like me, they think of, Matthew McConaughey and Dazed and Confused cruising up the road, going to get some sweet Aerosmith tickets. But that's not exactly the kind of cruising we're talking about. Cruising is probably the most foundational part of our business. Our employees go out and they manage our forest. They check for the health of the forest and make sure everything's all right. So today we have Mr. Martin Sweeney with us, one of the best employees at Soterra. He's going to show me how to cruise. He's going to give me a crash course on cruising. Martin, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Martin is actually not one, but two-time Greif champion winner. Not even Andy Callahan has that many awards. So, Martin, what are we looking at today, man?
So what we first got here is some safety equipment. What I like to do to get ready is get all my first aid kits going. I'll put this in the back of my cruising vest. I have a tourniquet here, just in case for some really bad wounds.
So you carry this with you. This is an actual first aid kit. You carry it with you in your vest there?
Yes, I do. So what it'll do is go in the back of this vest here.
Okay.
And this is kind of a pocket for all of my safety stuff. Now I'll put this tourniquet in here too.
Okay, so what is this thing?
That is our spot device, Josh. And so what that does is when we're going to the woods, we'll check in with our foresters or area foresters and tell them, hey, we're going to be here. So when we get done cruising, we check back in with this. And so we'll hit this little button and it'll tell them, hey, we're out of the woods. Everything's okay.
So you're checking in and checking out.
That's correct. And then if something really bad happens, like I break a leg or something in a stump hole or something where I can't get out of the woods, I can hit this SOS button here.
Right.
And it'll alert everybody that needs to know, emergency response officials, and everybody will come in to that location. It sends out that GPS location.
Okay, so let me ask this, and I guess a common theme for today is going to be past versus present, right? How has this sort of thing changed how you operate in the woods in regards to how you used to operate in the woods? So like you said, a stump hole, right? So you're out in the woods 10 years ago and you didn't have this. I mean, like, what do you do in that?
You'd be dragging yourself back to the
dragging yourself. So this is a really great example of how innovation in forestry and really how Soterra operates in terms of, trying to be on the cutting edge of safety and innovation. So, okay.
Right. Cool. Another important safety thing we have here is what we call our snake traps. This will save us if we're walking through the woods like this brush here. You can't really see all close to the ground, and so if a snake strikes, at least we're protected from the knee down with these things.
Gotcha. And so this is my stuff here?
Yes, so we have you a high visibility vest. This is especially important right now. It's hunting season. We have a lot of deer hunters out here, and so we want to be visible for them. As long as we're out in the woods. We also have these snake shafts, and we can go ahead and put these things on. They should be level. You like a pro, you beat me to that.
What can I say? All right, let's talk about some other stuff that you got going on here. Like, what is this?
So those are our GPS units. What that does is it helps us navigate to the plots, take tallies of trees, keep up with the tree count, and really has all of our land base on this unit right here where we can tell where we are in the field.
So what's the first step? I mean, what do we do? I guess my one question is, please do not tell me that we've got to count all these.
No.
Okay.
So the stand that we're looking at here today is around 100 acres. We're going to do a 10% inventory cruise. And we're going to do a 12-year-old cruise. So this is our first initial inventory that we take on our land base. Okay. So when our trees reach 12 years old, we go out and we do an initial cruise. And that's what we'll be doing today.
Okay. All right. So Martin, you got me dressed up like a real forester. I'm feeling pretty tough, feeling pretty ready to go out in these woods. So I guess my main question is, how do you even know where to go? I mean, how do you start? I mean, what's the deal?
So the old way that we used to do is we had a map, and so we draw out, say we're going to start from this corner of the map and go 5 chains over, 2 chains up.
So what is a chain?
So 1 chain equals 66 feet.
Okay.
And so I know that when I'm walking, it takes about 12 and a half strides to meet that 66 feet. And so you had to keep up with that count the whole way.
All right.
Those 5 chains, 2 chains in, and then you'll be at your first plot. And you'd also have to use this compass through the whole thing.
Oh, so we're talking super old school.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you'd say, okay, we need to go east. So you'd pull out your compass, you point east, and you go 5 chains east, and then 2 chains say north.
Okay, but here's my real question though on that. So like, let's say you're out, and I think we should probably emphasize that we're in a stand right now that's relatively clean. I would say, yes. Right? It's not. There's not a lot of brush going on around here. I mean, there's some, but not a lot. Now, in most cases, on our land, it's not this clean, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so back to my question that I'm going to ask you is, you're saying you got to go 5 chains up and 2 chains across. So what happens if there's a huge briar? The whole thing's gas briars, right? The whole track. What do you just had to go through the briars?
You had to go through the briars or go through a big creek, cross a river.
Oh,
you had to keep that straight line to know where you're at.
Okay.
In that creek.
And so like, I imagine sometimes you get in there and like the briars are over your head.
Definitely.
And so you're just plowing through this whole thing.
Definitely.
Okay. So that just shows like it's not all peachy, when you're out there doing this kind of
it's
stuff,
not. I'm
right?
grateful to be at a stand like this.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, that's on me. I did that just.
Thank you.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so please tell me that we are not going to be walking through briars today.
No.
Okay, thank God. So explain. So I guess this is another one of those points to where technology evolving has helped you out in the woods, right? So what's it like now? If we're not going to walk through briars, thank God, what are we going to do?
So thankfully, Soterra has provided us with these GPS units, and so this is our key to cruising now. And so what I'll do is I'm pulling up the map here, and I know that the first plot is right up the road here.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. You're saying that you've got a map of where we're sitting right now. That's what you're saying.
On this unit.
Okay,
yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
And so it has our 10 plots that we're going to do today on this 100 acres. It has these 10 plots scattered out evenly throughout the stand, so we sample a good size, a good portion of the stand.
Okay.
So now I know, instead of compass and pacing,
right, that
I know this first plot is right up off of this road, and so we can walk this clean road and then just hop into the woods.
So it's kind of, it's not kind of, it is like GPS. You're just following this unit to the point
That's correct.
that it's saying or whatever. And you can do that for all 10 points
That's
out
correct.
here. Okay.
And
okay.
when we show up on the plot, once you get close enough to your plot center, it'll ding and say, do you want to take a plot?
Okay. Well, it's kind of like cruising for dummies then.
That's it.
I wouldn't
right
call
here.
it. I'm not calling you a dummy, but you know what
I got you.
I'm the dummy today. So. All right, Martin. So we've walked a good ways. I guess we're like 400 yards from the truck, maybe.
A good way.
Okay. So I mean, I'm assuming we're getting close.
We are. The plot center is just right up here.
Okay.
This GPS unit will ding as soon as we get there.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. Why don't you go ahead and go up there and get started, and then I'll walk up behind you.
All right.
Just to let everybody know, the dog is safety certified. Dog safety. Okay, Martin. Made it to the first plot center. I have all the skin on my arms, so no briars. Thank goodness. So what do you do at this point?
So a 10th acre plot, what we do is we're going to measure every tree within a 37.2 radius.
Okay, and that's a number that goes with that sort of cruise. Is that how that works?
So that's correct. A
Okay.
10th acre plot, you have 20th acre plots. You have different plot centers, and you even have basal area plots. So we won't get into all that.
Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, so I'm guessing, how do you know what 37 feet, like that tree might be in it and that tree might not? Like, how do you know how far you need to go? I guess is the question I've got.
Okay, so that's another technological advance for us. So
Okay. Thank God.
old school, we used to go out to this tree with this D-tape. We used to put this nail in that tree and measure all the way back to this plot center stick. And you had to do that for every borderline tree. So I know all these trees real close,
Yeah.
within 37.2. But some of these on the back end, that's what you really have to go back and forth. And so
Okay. So again, I'm interrupting again. I know. I'm sorry. But so what you're saying is that tree right back there may be in, and it may not be in within 37. But
Correct.
you're going to have to walk all through that junk right there to
Correct.
get back there, measure it, and you get back there and it's out. Let's say you've just walked back there for nothing, pretty much, right? Okay. Well, how do we do it now? How is it now?
So how we do it now is we have our center puck, and
Okay.
this is our center staff here. We've also got this nice little DME,
Okay.
and so this corresponds with this center puck here, and it tells you exactly how many feet I am away from this center stick.
Okay.
And so now I can go out there, and instead of hooking the nail into the tree coming back here, I can stay out on the outside of the plot and click this button, and it'll tell me you're only 36
And
feet.
so does this ding, or that dings, or it just tells you a number?
Yeah, so it tells you a number. So what we do to set these things up and turn it on, save battery, I always turn this thing off. And so you can hear it clicking. It's clicking.
Mhm.
And so right now we are around 1.5 foot.
Yeah. Okay. So that's got to make it quick.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It does.
Okay. Okay, Martin. So you've got this DME. Are you proud that I knew what that's called?
Yeah, so that's pretty neat.
I'm catching on, man. I'm telling you.
Quick.
Okay, so you've got the DME calibrated. I'm assuming that the next step is that you're going to start counting or start measuring these trees. Is that right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct. And so we want to get the DBH and the height on all the trees.
Okay.
So we have a good sample size of the stand. And so what I like to do is I like to start by pointing this arrow here towards a direction where I know I can start to the left or right and go all the way around the plot. And I'll end up right back at this arrow. And that way it'll keep me correct on where I end up on the plot measuring all these trees.
Okay, so you're just making a circle, making a loop.
Correct.
So to speak. Okay, well, let's see how you do it.
All right. So I know this tree then, Josh, because it's so close. Like I say, 37.2 feet is a pretty good way around. So this tree is 6 inches. So this tree, it looks pretty healthy. We also try to tally our product class. We have a pulpwood, chip and saw timber. Some markets do other products, and we eventually want all of our trees to be in that pole class because that's the most money for what we're trying to do.
So, Martin, when you say pole, you mean like a power pole, like what you see on the side of the road and stuff like that?
Correct. So that's our highest product class is our utility poles.
Right.
We also have like barn poles, stuff you build fences out with, smaller poles. And then we also have like your saw timber, what they make 2x6s or 2x4.
Oh, like lumber.
Lumber.
Okay.
That you buy at Home Depot or Lowe's.
Right.
Then we also have a chip and saw stuff, and that's like a chip and a saw where they get two products. They get some chips and they get some saw wood.
Okay.
And then we have our lower end product, which is the pulpwood product.
Which Greif is very, very well versed in, right?
That's correct. Yeah. It makes all our paper products.
Gotcha. Okay, Martin, so you've got everything measured and you've got all the trees, right? So I assume we're done?
Yeah, so I've got all the trees and DBHs, the heights, all that stuff stored on an Excel spreadsheet within this.
Okay.
I've got the next plot selected, and I'm about to tear out. And
you and Bess are going to head out.
That's right.
Okay. All right, you go ahead, and I'm going to follow you in just a second. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what happens after the cruise.
All right.
Okay. All right, see you in a minute.
All right.
Well, so just to kind of give you a full understanding of the whole process here, Martin and guys like Martin in Soterra, they're out here in the woods. They're doing really all the hard work. So what happens is when Martin's done with this cruise, what he does is he sends that file to our GIS manager. And what our GIS manager does is he takes that information and he organizes it and puts it into our GIS, or our Geographic Information System. So at that point, all of this real data that we're collecting out here becomes tabular, and it becomes a way for managers, area foresters, all the way up to our VPGM to make effective decisions on what we need to do next about our forests. So that's pretty much how this whole process works. So, but yeah, it takes a lot of hands, a lot of people to take the real data from out here and put it into a system.
Hey, Josh, you want to see a hazard?
I'm a little scared to ask, to tell you the truth.
What we've got here is an old stump hole that we break a leg, twist an ankle.
Oh my gosh! So this is like where a tree was, and it rotted or something happened.
That's
to
correct. So previously, when they came in and did a timber harvest, this is what's left from that harvest.
So you couldn't even see that.
No.
And so like these are spread all over the place pretty much. I mean, and it's something you have to really be looking out for.
Yeah, that's correct.
I guess that's why the spot device and all that is so important now. So, I mean, if you fell into that, or your leg went into that without you knowing it, I mean, you could break your leg.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Another whole item that we have out here is old water wells on properties that we purchased.
Yeah.
And the water well is sitting there, and those things are,
They're huge.
They're huge.
Right.
And so there's been stories across the years of foresters falling in those things and calling and throwing their phone up to the top of those things.
Yeah. Well,
I guess, you have to deal with this kind of stuff all the time. And then with the snakes and bugs and all that, like, what do you like about this? I mean, to me, it sounds like, oh my God, like I got to do this all again, but you like it. So like, what do you love about this stuff?
I love being out in the woods.
Yeah.
Taking care of the land, being a good steward of the land.
Yeah.
It really gives me satisfaction knowing that 15, 20, 30 years from now, this is one of the things that I've taken care of all my life.
I got you. And what do you think about, what would you say is what are you most proud of about working for Soterra, I guess?
Most thing that I'm proud of working with Soterra is just the team effort that we have here as far as everybody's on board with the same goal.
I don't like that answer, Martin. It should have been that I work with Josh. I get to work with Josh every day if I want to.
Okay, I'll change my answer.
Thank you very much. Okay. Well, so now everybody's going to want to know this, right? Or at least this, what I want to know when I ask people, what is the craziest thing that you've ever seen or ever encountered while you're out here walking by yourself without my dog?
Yeah, so the craziest thing that I've ever seen, over in Alabama, we were cruising some timber. It was a young pine stand.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing a pre-commercial thinning where we go in and take out natural seed in.
Okay.
We don't want that competition with the seedlings that we plant. And it was some brush about this tall, and you couldn't see anything. And so I just heard a bunch of bushes moving.
Right.
And so I didn't think anything of it. We encounter these things all day, animals out in the woods, wildlife. And what it was is a sound of piglets. And so the mother pig,
Oh, God.
at that point, knew her piglets were in trouble and charged me. So I'd say that's the craziest thing that I've seen.
I would say that'd probably be crazy too. So, well, good. Well, look, we're going to move on to our next plot. We had 2 already, so we got 8 more. God. And then I'm sure we're going to go eat lunch because every forester has to eat lunch. They have to eat lunch. Have to. Yeah. And so we just want to say thanks for coming out here with us today, seeing a little bit of, what Soterra does. There's going to be plenty more videos coming soon. But again, thanks. We hope you're well wherever you are. And thank Martin for coming out here, showing me, dealing with my aggravating dog. And so thanks. We hope to see you again soon. And I'm ready when you are.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
That's good.